The market report data for July has been released, so let's take a look. First, we'll go through the analysis of these market reports, and then I'll give you some advice for buyers and sellers. Let's dive into the data directly. The total number of listings is 188, which is compared to the same period last year. The number of listings increased by 11, but the sold properties, which were 102, decreased by 9% compared to the same period last year. What's the average price? Well, it's $796,000, which is a significant drop compared to last month when it was $860,000. Compared to the same period last year, it was $830,000, so it's still a decrease. There are 377 online listings, which is an increase of 286 compared to the same period last year, right? The inventory of listings is 3.6 months, which is still considered a normal range. Looking at this summary and these numbers, you can see it's quite long. In the past 10 years, there has never been such a low number of houses sold. So overall, this year is quite unique. It's been a very slow selling season. So what's been happening in the market recently? In July, there was a second interest rate cut, and the central bank has signaled that it will continue to cut rates. With continued rate cuts, more people will be able to afford homes. So there will be a slight increase in buyers, but it's not happening quickly. People are being very cautious and taking their time. So right now, we don't see many owner-occupiers because it's still early. The reduction in loan rates is significant enough that buyers can purchase immediately. However, owner-occupiers are still somewhat hesitant and are taking their time to observe the market. This is the first point, but the signals are positive. In the past 2 to 3 weeks, we have seen a new group of buyers entering the market. Who are they? Builders and investors. They have already entered the market. For those of us who have been following the market, we know that last month, investors hadn't officially entered yet. But this time, they have started to come in. Investors are generally more authoritative. They sense that the market might be changing, so they are entering now. We can see this in the investment sector. Now, let's take a look at how buyers and sellers should operate in the next 2 months. So, here's my advice for sellers. Dear, this is not your game. It's not your market anymore. You'll notice that your neighbors who are selling their houses are starting to lower their prices. And you can see this happening. So, many times we need to provide value to the buyer. Why should we listen to the buyers? Some people ask, of course, why? Because the money is in the buyer's hands, not the seller's. So we can do 2 things. First, how do we increase this value? Look at what the buyers are asking for. For example, they might want to replace fans, renovate the kitchen, change the flooring, or repaint. These things definitely won't be cheap. It won't be as little as $5,000 or $10,000. It could be around $20,000 or $30,000. Sure, but can you do it yourself? Or reflect it in the price for these buyers? Because you have to remember that current buyers aren't very wealthy. They're maxed out. They're at their limit. So these things might not be something they would invest in right away. They might see it and think, not sure what the future holds. So they would be more cautious. All right, so what should current buyers do? In August and September, you can see that August is the peak tourist season. So most of the people viewing houses are tourists. Those coming from Nanaimo might not move in immediately. They could be investors. Remember what we mentioned earlier. Investors are re-entering the market. Gradually entering the market. Of course, what investors care about is money. So as long as the return rate meets their expectations, they will start considering it, especially with the price drops. Buyers can start taking action. In these 2 months, if you see the prices have come down and you calculate that the deal is good, then you can go for it. Secondly, check if there are many listings. Are there many listings now? Actually, we found a lot, as we just saw. So, with more rooms and more choices and good prices, we can negotiate. So, is it a buyer's market now? As long as you can handle the loan aspect, I think now is the time to look. Of course, some people want to ask me if they can go even lower. Of course you can, but I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee that you will definitely achieve that price. This year, it might be possible, In October, November, and December, towards the end of the year, the number of listings will definitely decrease. It won't be as many as now. However, the existing listings might be more willing to negotiate with you because they've been waiting for so many months without selling their property. They might be more open to slowly negotiating with you. Of course, the price is still there, but you can take more time to discuss it, considering the buyer. Not much. The negotiation time might be a bit longer. Last year we had one, but we negotiated it down by 10%, which took a month or two of slow negotiations. Alright, if this video is helpful to everyone, please like and share it. I hope everyone can actively support us or give a thumbs up in the comments section. Thank you all. Bye-bye.